Hi everyone, welcome to Flipped Grip. In this class, we're going to find a greater range of mobility in our shoulders to allow us to access a flipped grip position. For this class, you'll need to practice by a wall and you'll need a strap as well. When you're ready, meet me on the mat. Hi guys, welcome to class. We're going to be starting with a few shoulder rotations using our strap. So just take your strap and you can either double it up or use it as is. I'm going to double mine up. Essentially, the greater your range of mobility already, the shorter distance you'll have between your hands. We'll start with our hands separated a little bit wider than shoulder width, just so that we can sort of get a feeling for slowly bringing the hands closer together. This is a great exercise. You can do it anytime. You don't necessarily need to be warmed up to do this particular exercise. It's a nice, it's kind of like flossing. It's just good for you. You can do it anytime. We can even call it shoulder flossing. So I have my hands separated wider than shoulder width and my feet together. I'm going to ground down, inhale, lift my arms up, and exhale, reach them back. Inhale, I lift them up, exhale, they'll come forward. Okay? So you see how you feel? You keep doing this. It's kind of when your arms are this wide apart, it can feel quite simple and natural, not much to it, right? You can try a few of those, and we're just kind of playing with a natural mobility of the shoulders, forward and back. Okay, notice how when my arms are, wider than shoulder width, my pelvis stays put, it's neutral, and there isn't too much of a visible action going on in my chest. So it's just the action is in my shoulder joints. And even though, my arms are quite wide apart, I'm starting to feel a bit of heat building up in my arms. Okay, let's stop there. So you might feel a little bit of heat in your bicep area. That's normal. You might feel a little bit of heat around the scapula, around your shoulder blades. That's also normal. Now, if we want to take this into a place of stretch a little bit more, then we'll need to bring our hands closer together. You can start by bringing the hands shoulder width apart. Okay, so right underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to start the same way, pressing my feet down. I take a deep breath, inhale, my arms lift. And exhale, I reach my arms back. You notice the difference though, because my arms are shorter together, right? Shorter distance. Look what happens to my chest. My chest has to move forward. So that's okay. Your chest can move forward. Just be sure that as you do this, you're aware of the chest moving forward, which means you're filling it up with volume and you're filling it up with the joy of the practice. Okay? So inhale, exhale, chest forward, arms back. Okay. And now I'm really going deep into that mobility. So it's a completely different exercise. Okay. Inhale, press the feet to the floor. Reach the arms up. I rotate my armpits towards each other as I bring them forward. Okay? So you can play somewhere between further, wider than shoulder width apart, shoulder width apart, or a happy medium in between, okay? Obviously, it will get more and more intense the closer you bring your hands together. Keeping our feet planted on the floor, we'll try to go for a few more. You decide. It can change day to day. That's why we have the first step of the method. Observe yourself and your spine, the area that you're working on, as it is now. That's our first step. It's there for a reason because you might feel differently day to day, week to week. You know, you have to stay honest with what it is that you're observing. So you can start and practice this way, or you might take them closer together. Okay, for this particular exercise, the second step of moving from top to bottom, it doesn't apply as much, but we still want to move methodically, and we want to reverse the way that we come in. So coming back and forth should be done mindfully. The third step, add volume in the chest, will apply if you're bringing your hands close enough together to move into the chest area. Let's go. Find your breath. Deep inhale. Lift the arms up. Exhale. Chest forward, arms back. Inhale. Arms up, armpits forward towards each other. Bring it forward. Keep going. My shoulder blades lift up, especially on the way from forward back. Shoulder blades lifting up. And on the way forward, armpits towards each other. Okay, I'm going to move my hands a little closer together. If you look closely, you'll notice, especially when my arms come from a back position forward, you'll see the rotation in my shoulders. This is not forced. It happens on its own. So don't try to get your shoulders to rotate. It happens on its own when we increase mobility and strength in our shoulder joints. 2 more. Chest forward as you come forward. Chest forward as you reach the arms back. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Okay, that's enough. So you can put your shoulder strap away for now. The next exercise I'm going to show you is a favorite of mine. You can come quite close to the wall, and you're going to have your shoulder just touching with the wall, extending your arm from shoulder to fingers should be one line, right? Parallel to the floor. Now, I'm going to turn away. You can turn away just 90 degrees or 180 or somewhere in between, and I'm pressing back. You feel a nice good stretch on the shoulder there. Try and extend the fingers away from the elbow away from shoulder. Turn away from the wall with your chest, with your hips, as much as is available to you. Nothing forced, so we really have to always go back to step 1. Observe. Observation is really important in these exercises, and using the method is all about applying that first step. Okay, slowly I'm going to release and I'm going to reverse. You'll feel a lot of heat. Feel a lot of that prana, blood flow in your right arm. You're going to take the right arm and place it across your chest. Use the wall to get a nice counter stretch. So I'm just leaning. It's very intuitive. Not much to it. You just lean against the wall and get a nice counter stretch feeling. Okay, let it go. You'll immediately notice the difference between right and left side. Lots of blood flow in my right arm right now. You could take a little rotation of the wrist. And we'll try the other side. So I'm going to step next to the wall with my left arm parallel to the floor, one line from shoulder to fingers, left shoulder blade down, and I'm slowly turning away. You can turn away 90 degrees, you can turn away towards 180 degrees away. The more I turn my chest and hips away from the wall, the greater the stretch. You can step a little bit closer to the wall if you like, or a little bit further. When my feet are further away, I think it gives you a little bit of better balance here. Stretch the shoulder away from the elbow, elbow away from the wrist, pressing the forearm against the wall. One more breath. And then nice and slow, walk towards the wall again. And we'll take a counter stretch, left arm across the chest, use the wall here. It's just nice. It feels like a little hug with the wall. Okay, and release. Again, find a little bit of stillness there afterwards. You'll notice blood flow rushing into the fingers. This is a good time to take a circle of the wrist. Okay, very nice. From here, we're going to take our hands onto the shoulders and our thumbs behind. Okay? And we're just going to take a few circles, like very simple, just to feel our natural motion of our shoulders. So you're just going to take your natural, this is such a, it's kind of motion is available to everyone. So unless you have some sort of injury or something going on with one of your shoulders, this should be pretty comfortable. The only thing that happens with repetition is that it might get a little bit hot after a while. Let's reverse the circle. So we're going to take them back. The whole time, press your shoulders down. A few more. Making large circles with those elbows. Notice that I'm always stepping my feet together. This way I'm avoiding shifting one weight on one foot or another. Okay, and that's enough. Good. You can shake it out a little bit. This time we're going to reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, and flip the palms up to the ceiling. Let's work on lifting the shoulder blades up. So this is another important motion of the shoulder joints and the shoulder blades. Inhale, I'm going to lift the shoulder blades up the back. Exhale, I'm going to release them down the back. Inhale, shoulder blades lift. Exhale, they lower. Pull your ribs in the whole time. Belly in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Few more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and hold. Draw your elbows in, meaning as long as possible. Take the bend out of your elbows. You should feel lots of heat in this pose. We're building strength around our shoulder blades. Hold for 5. Press your palms up. Lengthen your elbows. Ribs in. Press it up. 3, 2, 1. Change. Shoulders down. Arms release. Good. Very nice. In between, a little circle of the wrist is always helpful. Okay. From here, we're going to sit down. You can sit the hips on the heels, and we'll just do a cow face. This is one of my favorite ways to move into my shoulders. And then I'll show you a little elbow tuck to get a little bit more space between the shoulder blades. So for cow face, we're only going to concentrate on our arms. We're not going to do the full pose. You'll take the right arm up, just like we've been practicing before. Lift the right scapula, the right shoulder blade upwards, and bend the right elbow. From here, use your left hand to assist. So I'm using my left hand to encourage my right elbow up and my right fingers down the back. Okay? Notice my right scapula, shoulder blade is lifting up. So it's not this. Lift up and then over. Now from here, I can stay where I'm at, just keeping my left hand over the right elbow. Or if you prefer, you can reach the left arm down and hold fingers or hold hands, hold wrists, hold whatever you like. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And change. Slowly release, the right arm down and the left arm down. Good. Let's try it again. So the left arm comes up. Lift your left shoulder blade up, just like we've been practicing. So we're making space between the shoulder blade and our lowest ribs. From here, bend your left elbow. Take your right hand, place it over your left elbow, and assist yourself by lifting the elbow up as you reach the fingers down. Good. Such a nice shoulder opener. And all of these shoulder openers, right, are accessing a different part of the joint. Now you can reach the right arm underneath if you like. Hold on to fingertips, fingers, palms, or wrists. I do my best to sort of close the rib cage here and lift up through the top of the head. We'll take a few breaths. Imagine drawing the elbows towards the center line of the body and a little bit away from you, as if they can reach back. One more breath. And slowly release. Reach the left arm up to reverse mindfully and release the right arm. Take a moment to be still. Feel your blood flow so you become always sensitive enough, using the first step of the method, staying in the observer mode so that you can really notice your inner body, notice blood flow. Okay, from here, I'm going to show you something I like to do to get a little bit space between my shoulder blades. So you're going to sit down with your feet about hips width apart. And from here, you're going to take the back of your hand towards your hip. So it looks like this. The back of my hand on the outside of my hip, and I'm going to do the same thing with my left hand outside of my hip. Okay? From here, I'm going to lean forward and just open my knees enough so that I'm able to place my elbows between my knees. Okay? I press my feet onto the floor. I lengthen my chest forward. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, use your knees, use your legs to slowly press the elbows towards each other. And slowly exhale, release. So it's quite intense. But the thing is that you can really control this stretch. You decide how much pressure you want to put on there, right? So I take a deep inhale, and then use the strength of your legs. Slowly draw the elbows in towards each other. So you can feel both space being made between the shoulder blades, and then just all the way down the arms. One more like that. Get a little break. Open the knees away from each other, and then take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, use your inner thighs to pull the elbows towards each other. Hold your deepest expression, a little bit of a rounded spine here. 3, 2, 1. All right, and slowly release, let that go. Let your arms release down for a moment. And again, observe the inner body. Observe the sensations, blood flow. Take a few circles of the wrists again. Doing really well. So as you can see, we're moving slowly, right? It takes a long time. It's the same with the hip joints, of finding space in the hip joints. It takes a long time, and you have to be what's called patient to access mobility in these joints that carry a lot of tension. Years and years of tension and pain live in our shoulders, live in these areas. So there's no rush, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is a little camel with the wall, okay? So you're going to place your feet just an inch from the wall, big toes together, open your knees apart, and I'm going to reach my arms straight up. Here we apply all 3 steps of the method because we're in an asana now. So here we're coming into a yoga posture. We're going to apply all 3 steps. Step 1, observe the spine. Okay, step 2, from top to bottom, we initiate from the top. Inhale, exhale, reach back. Touch the wall. Good. From here, see how you feel. Either you stay right here with fingertips to the wall, you apply step 3 of the method, chest up, volume up, use your joy. If you ever need to come out, you come out. Otherwise, take your hands flat on the wall. Push the wall away. I'm going to step a little bit closer. Push the wall away. Maybe walk your hands down. Feel the tremendous opening in the shoulder joints all the way to the wrists. If you're looking at me and you're wondering what my hips are doing, I'm not pushing my hips forward like this. I'm letting my pelvis tilt. My sitting bones lift up, my pubic bone tilt back. In this way I can take the stretch into my shoulders instead of my hip flexors. You understand? So if I push my hips forward, it becomes about the front side, the hip flexors. I don't want to take it into my shoulders. Slowly. Reverse, meaning I reverse by sitting down and my head lifts up last. Take a little break. Again, tremendous sensation. My goodness, so much is happening. So much is happening. It's amazing. It really is. I can feel tingling from fingertips through the chest. So whenever that's happening, you can be sure that new prana, life force, is entering these areas and renewing them. And this is really what it's all about, is really animating the body with new energy. So, we've done our camel, and the next thing we're going to work on, here we're taking our steps finally towards that flipped grip. So, we're going to take bow pose, and it's not the way you normally would do it. So coming onto your stomach, instead of the way that you probably normally practice floor bow is you hold onto your feet underneath the little toe, or maybe sometimes people like to hold the ankle. This time what you're going to do is you're going to take the palm facing out, and you're going to place your thumb between the big and second toe. See how my inner wrist is pointing out? Good. Now do the same thing on the other side. Let the inner wrist point out. Your thumb is between the big and second toe. Okay. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, kick up. Because we're really working on our shoulders, you can cheat a little bit today and open your legs wider than normally you would. We normally want to have everything hips width, right? But for the purpose of this exercise today, you can allow your knees to open a little bit further to make it easier on our shoulder joints. So from here, I'm going to imagine As I lift up, I'm going to turn my elbows out to the side. You see what I'm doing here? My elbows are drawing out to the side. That could be as far as we go today, or you might find that you're able to draw your elbows forward. So let's look at that action again. From straight arms, I bend my elbows, I draw the elbows out to the side and forward. This is the action of a flipped grip. Let's look at it again. Do it again with me. So go back to your starting position. Arms straight. Bend your elbows. Your feet may come closer to your body. Turn the elbows forward. And then try and extend. Okay. Slowly release out of the pose. Take a little break. This is one of the best ways I know to show what the feeling is of a full grip. Just watch me now. I'm going to show you what the full grip in a floor bow looks like. So instead of doing the sort of training with the thumb between the big and second toe, I'll show you what it looks like and we'll break it down afterwards. Okay, so we all love that beautiful shape of the back bend, right? You saw the shoulders rotate, and I was able to go quite deep in my back bend. So the flipped grip, what it does is it enables us to go, if we have already a solid back bending practice and a strong spine, it enables us to go a little bit further into our upper backs and into our back bending. I'm going to show you how to come into a flipped grip, but if you have your strap, you might need your strap, because if you try to hold your foot in the flipped grip and it doesn't work out today yet, you can use a strap instead, and this is a very good way to work towards it. Okay. Coming into your floor bow position on your stomach. Watch very carefully first as I show how to get a hold of your foot, because it's very different and it's a bit tricky at first. Bend the right knee. Stay on your left elbow. Reach back with your right palm facing out. Facing out. From here, bend your right knee deeply, place your thumb on the sole of your foot, place your fingers on the top of the foot. Okay, if you have this grip, great. You can keep going. Lift your knee up off the floor. Bend your elbow and turn it to the side. Turn it forward. Here we go. You're in the flipped grip. That's how to do it. Now, the next challenge is to try and do it the other side without letting go of this one. Okay, so that's quite challenging. Bend the knee. You gotta use your back strength, chest forward, so that you can reach your left arm back. Place your thumb on the inside, the sole of the foot, and the rest of the fingers on the top of the foot. Lift the thigh up, bend your elbow first, turn the elbow to the side, and then forward. Remember that the rotation is happening in the shoulder. Here we are in a flipped grip. Floor bow, full bow. If that's okay for you, eventually you can bring the thumb with the rest of the fingers. You can begin to kick up, or draw the feet towards the head, look back. Apply step 3 of the method. Push your chest forward, fill it up. Create volume. To come out of this, bring the head forward, one leg at a time, not both. Right arm forward, right leg back. Left arm forward, left leg back. Okay? Very good. So if you needed to use a strap, it's very simple. You just wrap it around your foot, okay? Instead of using your hand. I guess I'll show it just in case they need to see. So if you need to use a strap, you wrap the strap around your foot. And this gives you more distance, right, between your foot and your grip. You're going to kick up and walk your hand slowly closer to your foot. And this is how we would work towards it with the strap. Okay, let's work on the flipped grip in another pose. So we're going to work on tiger pose. This is a beautiful way, because we're close to the floor, like floor bow, to work on our flipped grip. You're going to come into a tabletop position. The shoulder is over the wrist. And you're going to lift the right leg back behind you, stabilize, and the left arm forward. Apply the method. Observe. 2, use your head. Look up. The head will help to reach the left arm up as well. We're going to lift up to the right toes. Bend the right knee. We're going to send our left arm back. Use your thumb on the sole of the foot and the fingers on the top of the foot. Kick up. Bend the elbow and find the rotation in the shoulder, elbow pointing forward. Kick up. Tremendous on the shoulder joint. Kick for 3, 2, 1. Reverse slowly, please. Extend. Left arm forward, right leg back, and change. Okay, find your breath, and we'll try the other side. Left leg back, right arm forward. Observe. Inhale, initiate. Bend the knee, reach back, thumb to the sole of the foot, fingers on the top of the foot. As you kick, find the rotation. Keep a bend in the elbow at first, and then kick up. The more mobility we have, the more we can find a straight, extended arm. Shoulder blade is lifting up. And to come out slowly, please. Extend, look forward, extend arm back, leg back, arm forward, and let it go. Good. Take a break in a puppy pose. At least one slow exhale. And sit down, hips on the heels. Okay. There are countless other backbends that can be done with a flipped grip. Whether it is a full camel or a king pigeon or a king dancer, full bow, full standing bow. What the flipped grip does is help us go deeper into our shoulders and essentially take the whole back bend into a little bit of a deeper, more complete place. As always, remember, it takes time, meaning you cannot have an expectation that it happen right now, but what you can do is let go of a sort of deadline for yourself and just enjoy the process. And this is the best way to work. So if you can please let go of any sort of expectation for something to happen magically because you weren't expecting it, it might just do that. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and I'll see you soon.